All righty. Welcome everyone to the May edition of the CentOS board meeting. We are missing a few directors due to travel and conflicts, but we do have quorum. All right. First item up on our agenda is FRCL. I think I've been just leaving that as a general topic on the agenda for discussion. And the main thing I wanted to mention is that CentOS leadership that will be attending Red Hat Summit, a couple members of FESCO and the Fedora Council will be getting together with some of the RHEL folks on the Thursday after Red Hat Summit, just to get in a room, to have discussions, cover a couple topics, and basically build those bridges I think that we need to go forward. Hang on, let me write that. Thursday. Being that I did just mention, I'm going to move this up a minute, so hang on. All right, and I'm going to put Secure Boot follow-up under FRCL. I have invited a few people who work on Secure Boot to the FRCL meeting, and they are going to be attending. So hopefully we can get some more information to update the tickets that are open and make some progress on that. I think this is a great opportunity for us to use in person to try to move something along.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, so they are not necessarily CentOS people working on Secure Boot. They are RHEL people working on Secure Boot, but hopefully we can get some useful information, also tell them some of our concerns and make progress there. I also have GitLab update. Davida, if you want to give a little update on that.
It works. We've been using it fairly extensively for 3 SIGs, I believe, at least. FRCL is using it, Proposed is using it. I think somebody else was also using it. But yeah, no, it works fine so far. We have found a few like rough areas, mostly around integration with other systems. In particular, we found that Copper has a couple of points where, in Copper, you can set a package to automatically rebuild whenever there's changes on the source side. That does not work with GitLab because it needs integration with Fedora messaging. Also, in Copper, how in Copper you can do a build from a dist-git repository. Copper has no understanding of a CentOS SIG dist-git. It has a CentOS dist-git, which is git.centos.org using the CentOS look-aside, not the SIG's look-aside, the CentOS look-aside, the RHEL look-aside, whatever you call it, or CentOS stream, which is GitLab red at CentOS stream using the CentOS stream look-aside. So we will need to add another one that uses GitLab/CentOS using the SIG's look-aside. And that would be useful. Selfishly, I wanted that because I was playing around with using Copper to do ELN rebuilds of FRCL packages because we can't target ELN in CVS for reasons. So that seemed like a way to test things like our systemd build there. Besides that, I mean, there's still the outstanding issue where we don't have nested virtualization, but that's a GitLab thing. That's not like a CentOS thing. There's not much we can do there. Try.
Are we far enough along that I should change the cent package defaults?
That's probably something to check with Fabian. My hunch is maybe I will wait maybe a little bit. I forgot offhand what the time frame is for the data center migration. We definitely need to do that before that because that's when we are sunsetting Git.CentOS. But I don't know if we have to do it now. What I've personally been doing is whenever I touch a package now, if it's not on GitLab for FRCL or for another SIG I'm involved in, I just move it there. And then just leave the stuff on Git.CentOS.org alone. I think it would probably be okay to change the default now, but yeah, maybe double check with Fabian first.
Okay.
Okay, Davida, real quick, can you spell Lucas site or whatever?
Look like the verb and aside like the adverb.
Okay.
Yes,
I
what
was
Neil said in the chat.
envisioning like LUC, and then I'm like, I have no idea. Okay.
No,
Look
it's
aside.
fine.
Got it.
Words are written exactly the way you think they're sounding.
And for context, the look aside is the place where we shove the binary sources for the packages that we're building from. So things that cannot go in the Git repo because they're tarbos or they're binaries or other stuff, they go into this look aside, which I think is still just a CGI that dumps them somewhere on a file share, but I have not looked in a while.
All right.
Neil confirms it's still that. Sean.
Yeah. We need to move the board repo over to GitLab. Has anybody looked into that? Should I look into that?
Yes, I would recommend waiting because Fabian and oh god, the name of the other person working on this escapes me right now. But like people are working on the Peg Your Exporter tool.
Okay. Got it.
And that will just do that for you. Because in particular, yeah, Akash, I think is the one I was thinking of. Thanks, Neil. What that'll do is that it'll move all of the issues and all of the PRs for you, so you don't have to manually copy them. And I don't know if it'll also move the closed ones, but at least it will move the open ones, and then we don't lose any history there.
Cool. All right.
So yeah, until we have that, the thing we could be doing now though is start going over repos under git.centos.org/CentOS and see what's in there that is like just useless, and like just mark, like make a note of the ones that we won't need to take care of, and those will still be archived, but we won't have to worry about them. Likewise, I don't know who owns github.com/CentOS, but there's a whole bunch of stuff down there, and some of it is like excruciatingly old. Like the last time I looked, there were Kickstart files for CentOS 4, so that's something else to maybe take a look at and tidy up.
Yeah, okay. It looks like the owners of that are people we can, I mean, one of them's Carl and one of them's Fabian, so.
Okay. I don't think it's urgent.
Right.
It's just something that came to mind because we were talking about repos.
Okay, but that one doesn't need to be decommissioned, so it's a little bit less.
That is correct. Oh.
Right. Cool.
All right. These are the well, because I moved secure, but these are the two main topics I had in the agenda section. Sean, do you want to go ahead and hit community architect, and then I'll take back over for a SIG report.
Wow, already. It's gonna be a short meeting. Red Hat Summit is next week. For those that attend, we have the community day on Monday, which is all upstream content. And then Monday through Wednesday, there's a community central area on the expo floor where we'll have CentOS and Fedora, as well as some other upstreams that Red Hat's involved in. So I'll be there the whole time, and I know a lot of other people on this call will be there as well. Flock is, yeah, Jack.
So quick question, Sean, do you want and or need me or anyone else potentially to be involved in any of those events / areas / things?
Yeah, so community day, no. Like you should just, you're an attendee and you should be able to sign up to attend the sessions. And so if you want to do that, please go ahead and do that. The staffing in general is handled by the events team. And I'm not even sure that I'll get in the room. So we definitely don't have room for anybody working that thing. The community central area, yeah, if you want to come, we've got an internal staffing grid, and I'm not asking like non-Red Hat employees to like sign up for slots other than our Monday evening reception thing. Which will be for speakers of Community Day. I've asked them to, so I've already asked David and Amy and others. But like, yeah, if you know, if you're just hanging around floating, you know, there's people to talk to about Fedora and about CentOS. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be at some of the sessions, and then we have partner meetings too for Microsoft. But I'm
Yeah.
glad to come and participate and help out in the rest of the stuff. It's always good to meet people.
Yeah, much appreciated. Like I told Sean, when I'm not speaking or booth duty somewhere else, I will be hanging around
Yep.
Community Central. So
Okay, cool.
sounds like the same plan. Davida?
I expect Michelle and I will mostly hang out in the area. We do have a couple of meetings and we have talks that we're giving or talks to attend to, but for the most part, I expect we'll just be on the floor and hanging out. Or if there's like soft seating or something nearby, camp out there, depending on how draining the event is, or play with the puppies.
Yeah. There's the
I
puppy
have
area.
not heard of puppies yet.
Wait, are there no puppies this year?
I
Or is
don't
there
know.
not? It was last year. It was right next to us.
Yeah,
I know there's some lounges. I have not heard about puppies.
I'm not expecting the oxygen bar in Boston, but I would definitely expect the puppies to maintain the standards of these events.
All right, I will ask. Please hold. I am on the correct channel.
I think we should have ponies.
I agree.
I knew you would.
Amy teaches everyone to ride a pony, and then we all end up at the hospital.
That does sound like what would happen.
Yeah.
Depends on the pony.
We also the Community Central we have a little mini theater in our booth space. And so there's like 10-minute talks. There's a whole schedule full of them. It's a full schedule. And David and Neil are giving a talk and Michelle's giving a talk. So, come hang out and see those.
It's David and I, right? I think I don't
I
have
thought
a
it was
solo
David
talk.
with Neil and then you. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Community Day. It's David and Neil. And then you have a talk. I'm sorry. You're right. Computer's different.
Michelle, can you?
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, yes, I
Okay.
said that wrong. I'm sorry.
You were echoing. That's the only reason why I asked you to. And that is-
Moving on from Summit, unless somebody has more things to say about Summit. Cool.
if I hear back on puppies, I will let folks know. The question is out there. Go ahead.
Flock is coming up, I think, before our next board meeting, so I'll mention it. It's June 5th to the 8th in Prague, shortly before DevConf CZ, which is in Brno, which is a short train ride. So if you are attending that, then have fun. I won't be there, unfortunately. I've a lot of commitments over the summer. They do. There is a board room that they have available. They have 2 boardrooms available. Council's going to have a meeting in one, and Justin offered it to me if CentOS wanted to have any sort of meeting, but I don't think we have a critical mass of anyone to. I think Troy could meet with Carl and Neil.
Yeah, it's not even like there's enough of
That
any
would be nice. I don't
Thanks.
meet Troy very often.
I mean, if the 3 of you want a boardroom, I'll get you a boardroom. But
I mean, that'd be great. Let's do it. Give me a boardroom.
And why else we use it, but I don't think there's critical mass from any of the SIGs to ask them.
yeah.
I think.
And I was like, well, could we do something Freckle, because we have some people there, and like Troy can represent, it wouldn't be the whole board, but we've got a board member. But the thing is it's literally, there's like one room, council's having a meeting, and here's this other room we can use. Well, council's having a meeting in this other room. We can't have a Freckle meeting so I don't think that'll work out. So.
But I do
okay.
think Brendan is hoping to get folks together there. So there will be some kind of Freckle. But I
Yeah.
don't have any details on that.
Yeah. And that's all I have to say about Flock, and I think all I have to say about events in general. Oh, I didn't write it down, but we we do want to do another showcase in July. I think we only need about a month of heads up on that. So I'll start that after some of this other craziness dies down. Yeah, Davida.
Michelle and I won't be at Flock, but we'll be at DEF CONF CZ. We also tentatively planning to go to FOSSI later in the year, but that's not set in stone just yet. We have submitted a few talks, just waiting to hear back how that goes. And then after that, I think the next ones for us are All Systems Go in Berlin at the end of September, and then likely Plumbers in Japan in December, but that's still up in the air. I don't know if we'll do DEF CONF US because the last time I looked, the schedule was way too close to All Systems Go, and it seemed difficult to do. But depending on how things line up, we might end up doing it, but I'm not sure at this point.
Cool. I'd like to have more. I'm not currently planning on DEF CONF US, but I could go. So I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we can figure something out. There's also still up in the air the Chicago thing we've been talking
Do we
with.
want to talk about that? The idea of doing a FRCL Chicago meetup.
When is the Chicago meetup happening? Because like initially we were thinking to piggyback on that high energy physics conference, but I will likely not live here by then.
You're leaving the city?
I'm leaving the
Great
country.
city? Oh, that's a much bigger thing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So happy to make it happen. Likely have to be before August.
Before August.
So mid-July.
Yeah, we could do a July thing. That might potentially work.
July before FOSSI?
Yeah.
Oh, we can do CentOS Showcase live in person.
We could, literally.
That would be funny.
That would be, yeah.
Okay.
We can host it in the Meta office, right? Like everyone present from like a. They have shots on meeting rooms. We need to book.
Yeah, we're happy to offer office space if needed there. We just need like a month or so of heads up at least, because the events people want their pound of flesh.
All right. So we're looking July. If we do this, I don't even know if I can get budget together to get everyone. And when is FOSSI?
FOSSI is the 29th of July.
29th?
Let's go, just because everyone's talking on top of each other again, let's go back to raised hands, please. Because I'm trying to take notes. Sean, you were leading this.
Oh,
You could control
FOSSI,
it.
I think you said it was the 29th of July.
Sorry, no, 31st of July. 31st.
Very end.
I'm flying to Portland on the 29th currently. That's what got me confused.
Guadec is like the last week of July. I don't know if that's a conflict for anyone.
Where is Guadec?
Italy.
Oh,
Russia. In the north. So.
Oh yeah, nice.
Hands, people, hands. Even I have mine up. Okay. Just because I'm typing here. The week before FLOSSY, I have my brother supposedly coming to visit for the first time in 10 years. So it would have to be the week before or earlier in that week. I need to be back July 23rd.
Okay.
As long as it's after or before, not on July 13th, I'm fine.
Not the 13th.
My wife will kill me.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I have a thing. Oh shit. Okay. No, my wife will kill me too, so I can't do the 19th.
So we could do it between the 14th and the 18th.
Maybe. Could we do it after the like the week of the like 22nd, maybe.
No, my brother. will
Oh,
be
your
here.
brother. Oh, shit.
I've waited 10 years for this dude.
No. Okay, I can
If
maybe
he
do this.
cancels on me, it's another story, but it's now recorded that my brother might visit me. So
I can do the 14th, I think. Okay, we can.
I mean, we could also do, as long as I'm home by Wednesday. I mean, we could do like the 21st, 22nd, and everyone leaves on the 23rd. Could do that too. Maybe get an actual calendar up, folks.
One. I'm doing a weekend trip that 19th. We're doing just a quick weekend outing. So
So you couldn't fly on Sunday.
on Sunday now. On the 20th now.
Okay.
And I mean, we're only discussing this amongst us, but we're talking about this being for
Right.
larger
But-
group. So maybe we should take this offline and
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right.
then the other thing I wrote in the notes is the most curious thing happened, which is that somebody, not me, actually requested to take over being mod of the CentOS subreddit and was successful. And that means that the subreddit no longer, like the description on it, is no longer actively hostile to the project. And I think it's a nice place. So anybody who uses Reddit, I would like to encourage you to, I don't know, add it to your list of places that you frequent, and maybe we can grow a positive community there. That's all.
All righty. And let me, Sean, when you look at the notes, let me know if you want me to flip where Freckle is and where the Reddit is. It
Oh.
only took 4 years. All right, so SIG reports. The reason why Cloud SIG has not responded to you, Sean, is I lost my RDO folks, and Joel was currently the chair. He is now with the CoreOS team, and Carolina is now working in RHEL. And we're way overdue for an election. So I will temporarily, until we can have an election, step in as the chair. But currently we're more CoreOS and OKD, just so you know. I'm also encouraging them to supply someone for the SIG council, not myself. But that does leave the problem that we have no packagers of RPMs for OpenStack. I put it out as an important note for when I announced the release of Epoxy, which was released on CentOS 9. So far, I have heard nothing back. So the ongoing status of OpenStack RPMs is totally up in the air. Cloud SIG is still in existence, but I would like someone else to actually step up to lead it. But as soon as we have a new chair, co-chair, I will update everything. But that is kind of the SIG update for Cloud SIG. And David, I saw your hand up. You took it down?
Yeah, it was about the Reddit thing. I noticed there's also an R CentOS stream. If we know who moderates that, we may want to ask them to just redirect it, because it probably doesn't make sense to split the community.
You're correct. Yeah, I actually started that, I think.
I don't know how you do the redirect thing, if it's just like make a pin post or if it's a thing, but that might make sense.
I'll do that.
Okay, and I've added that onto the notes. So that brings us to the end of our agenda. Unless someone else has something they want to add into any other business. We can turn off the recording and just chit chat if folks want to do that, being that we're done so early. Up to y'all. Okay. Thank you everyone for attending. I am shutting off the recording. But like I said, if we want to chit chat, we can do that. But let's save some of the cleanup for Sean.